Hi, I'm James Godwin. Today I'm going to show you how to make a plexiglass acrylic sheet pyramid. We'll start with the end product and then we'll go and see what you get when you get your pyramid mailed to you. Right, this is a finished pyramid. It's still got its paper covering on it, which we'll rip off in a minute. And here's one on the ground in a square plastic box which we've used to keep the pyramid square while it was gluing. And this one's finished. We've just got to turn this one upside down. Now in the corners we've got some gussets made of clear plastic. They're a bit hard to see on this camera, but they're there. They'll come in the kit set along with the glue and so on. Number one thing, of course, is a square box, and by square I mean square. The best way to determine if a thing is square is to measure the diagonals. Now in this particular box we've got around about 493.5 by 493.5 sort of thing. And that's the best way to determine if something is square or not. Just measure the diagonals. You want it exactly square, otherwise your pyramid is going to set out of shape. And when they do set, they don't do flex very well. They more or less crack if you try and flex them, so it's got to be right. Anyway, that's enough of that sort of thing. When you receive your pyramid, it'll be in a packet like this, a bit of bubble wrap around it. This is actually a packet of 3. So we'll just take 4 of these sheets out of here. They're pre-cut, and I'll just show you what they've got in terms of angle cuts and things like that. This is just a everyday snap-off blade knife. You'll need something like this. You want something that is really scalpel sharp. That'll be your second most important tool after the square box. We'll get this out of here. Okay, the next thing, we've got 4 sheets here. I've stood them up so that the flat cut is at the bottom, the angle cut's up, and you'll notice here all this fluffy paper, which of course we don't want to have any of that anywhere near the glue. That would bugger things up quite a bit. So the first thing to do is to lie them all down, and one at a time we're going to run a knife, and we're only going to cut through the paper, and we're going to cut through really light with a very sharp knife, and just take it off about half an inch from the edge, just so that we can put, this is the outside edge, this one here. We want enough room for the masking tape to go on there without getting caught on the paper. And then on the inside edge, don't know if you can see that, that's, yeah, anyway, here's the inside edge. You can see it's got the angle cut. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to leave a bit of room at the apex there for any glue that might run down and pull up in the top of the pyramid. But yeah, you don't want this stuff anywhere near your glued edge, because once that glue goes off, if there's a bit of paper in there, it's there for good. Anyway, I'll just have a go at this. Just take the knife. Where are we? It's very important that the knife is very sharp, and I'm not putting very much downward pressure on the knife at all. And we're just going to drag it through only the paper, and after you've done this a few times, you can actually feel the tip of the blade running over the rubbery glue underneath. Makes a lovely sound, doesn't it? Right. There you go. That's ideal, the way that's peeled off like that. That means I haven't cut it too hard. Yeah, that's perfect. If you lean on the knife, you'll put a dirty great scratch in the plastic, and you don't want that. Do not get this brown paper wet. Did I make that sound clear enough? I hope so. As I said, you want about half an inch, or 10 or 15 mil, something like that. And I've just buggered it up. The knife went the wrong way just down the end here. So I've just put another little cut in there, just so I've got plenty of room for my tape. And by tape I mean masking tape. We must use masking tape, plain old masking tape. You use masking tape because it is paper and it does not do stretch. You cannot use a vinyl tape for this job. You've got to use a tape that won't do any stretching at all. Even a reinforced, like a duct tape. We have tried duct tape before. It's got a webbing in it, but the problem with it is it moves just a little bit and no good. So we found the best thing: plain old ordinary paper masking tape. It's brilliant for it. It only sticks once though, you've got to be careful and get everything positioned right, but once you stick your two pieces of plastic together, they won't move, which is the main thing. Paper, brilliant, no stretch. Right, for our next trick, we'll line them all up in a box and get some tape on them. First two sheets in. That's the straight cut edge, still with the fluffy paper on it. There's that's going to make the V cut and the room for the glue. And you just, when you put these in, you just find the centre of the box. The dirt's optional in the bottom of the box, and it doesn't matter, we're not going to touch it. But yeah, get those together roughly in the centre. Make sure they're actually touching in the corners there. They can move about a bit. Now, one important minor consideration is don't leave any dust or crap on the edges you're about to glue. I've just dampened this rag with a bit of meths. That's all you need. Just make sure there's nothing off your bench, no dust or anything on the edges that are going to get the glue. Stick that between your legs and hold it off the floor. Same sort of story for that. All I'm going to do here, when you first put these in, where are we? When you first put all these sheets in here, the centre looks terrible. It looks like, oh my god, they're cut wrong or something. But all we're going to do, we're not going to worry about that, don't even worry about that. We're just going to get on the corners, and we're going to tape the corner